Good day, everyone. Today, we're going to discuss the Convention on the Rights of Child, UNESCO, and EFA. By the way, I am Marna M. Canyo from BSEd English 2. Let's have first the objectives. Our objectives are define Convention on the Rights of a Child, UNESCO, and EFA. Demonstrate the goals of EFA, and appraise the significance of the three historical, sociological bases and policies of special and inclusive education. The Convention on the Rights of Child is the most universal accepted human rights instrument ratified by every country in the world except two. This convention incorporates the full range of human rights, civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights of children. Every child has the right to standard of living adequate for his or her physical, mental, spiritual, moral, and social development. Parents have the primary responsibility to ensure that the child has an adequate standard of living. There are 3 P's of Convention on Rights of Child, and number 1 is provision. Provision includes the right to possess, receive, or have access to certain resources or services. Number 2 is protection. It is to be shielded from certain acts and practices, especially social and individual misuse, and it is close to parenting. Number 3 is participation. It is the right to do things, express oneself, and have an effective voice as individual child and as a larger group. A convention on the rights of child have core principles, and number 1 is non-discrimination. Non-discrimination. One general principle as identified by the Committee on the Rights of a Child, that is, all children should enjoy their rights and never be subjected to any discrimination. In Article 2, the first paragraph, it states that parties shall respect and ensure the rights set forth in the present convention to each child with their jurisdiction without any discrimination of any kind, irrespective of child's parents or legal guardian, race, color, sex, language, relation, political or other opinion, national, ethnic, origin, poverty, disabilities, or other status. The second principle is interest of the children. Interest of child, especially when they are very young, are vulnerable and needed special support to be able to enjoy their rights fully. The third principle is the right to survival and development. The principle was directly related to children's economic and social rights as formulated in the right of the life. The fourth principle is the views of the child. It is a crucial dimension of a convention is expressed through another principle, the one about respecting the views of the child in order to know what is actually in the interest of child. It is logical to listen him or her. In Article 12.1, which states that parties shall assure to the child who is capable of forming his or her own views the rights to express those views freely in all matters affecting the child, the view of the child being given due weight in accordance with the age and maturity of the child. At this portion, let's now move on to UNESCO, or the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. It seeks to build peace through international cooperation in education, the sciences, and culture. It develops educational tools to help people as global citizens free of hate and intolerance. It works so that each child and citizens has access to quality education. UNESCO also promotes inclusive education system that remove the barriers limiting the participation and achievement of all learners, respect diverse needs, abilities, and characteristics, and that eliminates all forms of discrimination in the learning environment. For EFA, or Education for All, it is a global movement led by UNESCO aiming to meet the learning needs of all children, youth, and adults by 2015. The initiative included provision to ensure all Filipinos were able to achieve what UNESCO calls functional literacy, the ability to read, write, and do calculations at a level that is sufficient for the country in which a particular person lives. And there are several goals for EFA. And number 1 is to expand and improve comprehensive early childhood care and education. Number 2 is children have access to and complete free and compulsory primary education of good quality. Number 3 is equitable access to appropriate learning and life skills programs. Number 4, equitable access to basic and continuing education for adults. Number 5 is to achieve gender equality in education. And number 6 is to improve the quality of education and ensure excellence of all. The EFA, UNESCO, and Convention on the Rights of Child is very crucial to us, especially children and students, in order to have a better access of education. It was designed to give us Filipinos a good and a quality education for all. So to avoid any discrimination, it also allows us to enhance our capacity and skills in learning and able to compete internationally. And that could be all for today's discussion. Thank you for listening, and God bless.